met that had the exact same, like, identification code as him were part of that. You are looking for Archmagos Amarnat, you say? Something clicks inside Brass Whisper's mask, and his voice becomes louder and harsher as if coated in liquid metal. He has been by your side all this time. This statement is false. The hypothesis is without merit. Brass Whisper interrupts him with a forceful shout. As the cycle coils in multitudinous loops, it intersects with itself and locks us in a cage of data vows. Pascal shudders as if struck by the motive force itself. Mechadendrites rise like steel wings behind his shoulders. The voice from his Vox speaker takes on an otherworldly profundity and power, and therefore the cycle must be discontinued. Pascal, what is going on? Pascal turns his gaze to you, his pupils burning bright with celestial fire. A single word escapes from his Vox. Restoration. Cognitive reconstruction mechanism activated. The memory is awakening inside you. Brass Whisper is shaken by a violent coughing fit, and then he shouts ferociously, "Remember! The Amarnat Collective was designed to be a philosopher and a researcher. The concepts he produced were so powerful that they almost destroyed the Cognizant's fleet. But then he faced an unsolvable dilemma, and that was when Amarnat came apart. The 7 constituent servants of the Omnissiah hid their own memories from themselves behind false personas and were sent off to various parts of the Coronis Expanse. They went into hiding. Each had to live in solitude for many decades, accumulating observations and eventually bringing that experience to a reunited Amarnat who would tackle the dilemma once more. That would be the Restoration." Okay, we've met 3 of them, I think. Sorrow echoes in Pascal's inhuman voice. 211 Terran years. It was such a long time ago. Your companion looks overwhelmed and pensive. So the tech priests of the name Hanuman were all parts of Amarnat. Yes, 6 mental keynotes. Demence was paranoia. After the separation, he sensed that his memory was a web of lies, and that feeling drove him to the depths of madness. Tarzus was faith, fiery and unyielding. Axiomantha was logic, unclouded by emotion or value judgments. Abel was her good twin, imagination. He did not know his past, just like the others, but he felt more than they did. He was always different. That was why he was the first to get close to the Restoration. One of the first. Pascal was judgment, the moderator of the cognitive process, the one who makes the decision. Pascal's voice rises to the vault of the observatorium and rumbles beneath it like thunder. In Nihel, the brass mask starts to unlock with a hissing sound. The augmetics bend back, revealing a face disfigured by burns. A woman's face with a pair of darkly radiant, vibrant eyes. Skepticism, the one who doubts. Yo, this is cool. Like, I would say I was half right with the whole he erased his memory and he was a Amarnat, but this whole scenario is way cooler than I thought it would be. Did Amarnat believe he could form again? This plan sounds risky. The Restoration was statistically calculated on a level beyond your comprehension, layman. Billions of variables were taken into account. Countless scenarios went into the development of optimal strategies. 2 Amarnat units meeting each other was an inevitable certainty. The matching identifiers were to be a spark that would start a chain reaction, and that was precisely what happened. A ringing brittleness enters Pascal's voice. We were motivated by the perfect stimuli: curiosity, anxiety, shame. Each part of us was hostage to the legend of a betrayal it had committed, for suffering drove us to search and strive. What was the dilemma Amarnat faced? Its name was Eschatos, the secret of the right of putting a machine spirit to death. A technology embodied... Dude, just pour a cup of water on it. Even Cantha knows this. Put the jade bot in water, it just shuts right down. A technology embodying the discontinuing of the cycle. Was it meant to exist, or was it the same act of profanity against the Omnissiah and his creation? Pascal continues Brass Whisper's speech in a lofty tone. Eschatos was the perfect weapon against creations of the Omnissiah that had been corrupted by enemies, but also against his faithful servants. Its spread could bring victory to the Imperium, or it could destroy it. Eschatos could spell the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus, for it was the perfect answer to the power wielded by the cult of the machine god. Was it a blessing or a curse? Okay, so it's like an EMP or something. It's some kind of weapon that works really good against electronics, and so they wouldn't want it to be in the wrong hands. There was no answer. Protraction was unacceptable, and so a way was found to shelve the issue. Nihil gives a raspy sigh, and I found the answer. Eschatos should not exist. We will correct our mistake. You are the maimed hunter. You tried to kill the other Hanumans. This statement is true. I was admitted into Lord Inquisitor's retinue and authorized to study a dangerous artifact taken from a Marnat. It tried to exert some kind of influence on me, but my data vows protected me.
Tie for the stream's smile.
You're very welcome, F-Thor. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Nihil Hanuman touches her scarred face. A short circuit awakened some of my memories. I conducted an analysis, solved the Escados dilemma, and began to act. My agents all but terminated Tarzus, but he hid under an armor of martyrdom and insanity. An attempt to intercept Pascal on Alter Templum Calixis X-17 failed because Abel had summoned him. The assassins caught up to him at the Rykad Menorah starport, but he was able to escape again. Another group went after Abel, only to perish at an Electro-Priest monastery. Oh, that was me. I killed those people. You dispatched Dements, who had lapsed into heresy. Axiomantha simply disappeared until she suddenly turned up dead on Euphrates II. I have no idea how she managed to hide from me. Idiots! Calcazar was harboring Axiomantha the whole time. She was working for him. I am registering a lie. The Lord Inquisitor shared my conviction that Amarnat's legacy had to be destroyed. He was summoned to the Coronos Expanse by loyal members of the Cognizance fleet in order to depose Amarnat. It was his troops that attacked the Hermetico in an attempt to obliterate our schismatic creation. So that's how you got on board the ship and into the Observatorium, Nihil. Our traitorous tech comrades gave Calcazar the access codes to the bridge, and he gave them to you. Acute conviction vibrates in Pascal's voice as he makes these quiet statements of fact. He is not asking questions. He is passing judgment. You were deceived, sister. Calcazar appropriated our work. He continued our research, no longer bound by the Omnissiah's canon, and you enabled him by destroying those who could return and reclaim his bloodied prize. Lies! Something you had not heard before creeps into Nihil's voice, a note of fear. You betrayed your brothers and sisters. Such an act is unforgivable. With a mixture of pain and pride, Brass Whisper replies, we all choose the path of martyrdom. I merely help them reach the supreme goal at the end of that path. Nihil's voice is imperiously metallic. Tech brother, I offer you the chance to yield peacefully to a fate that will please the Omnissiah. Do not resist your termination, and you will pass into oblivion as my friend and fellow believer. Pascal's reply sweeps Nihil's words away like a gust of wind. His optical visor turns blinding blue. No, Tech Sister. Refraining from resistance was never our way. I am an explorator, a reconnoiter of the knowledge. I have brought fire to 100 worlds. I have gleaned 1,000 secrets in the darkness. I'm an agent of unbridled will. I will not yield to oblivion, for oblivion itself fears me. Dude, look at the second option. If anyone cares what a rogue trader has to say, I think... Yeah, no one cares. No one cares, Muck. Oh, let's just back up our boy. Smile at Nihil. This is my companion, Pascal Hanuman, and you made a mistake in meddling with him. You wanted me to awaken, Tech Sister? Here I am, holding you to account. Nihil's disfigured lips twist and seeds of dismay sprout in her voice. I lured you here for a reason, Pascal. I wanted you to see what our followers had become. This is what deviation from dogma ends in. Breach of canon begets ignorance. Ignorance begets blasphemy. Blasphemy leads to the dark side. Ooh. All we did was breed corruption. Schism. Remember when they came to depose us? We resisted them and destroyed this ship, a sacred relic, an Arch Mechanicus older than the priesthood itself. Here in this hall, we released Escatos and allowed an unconscionable heresy to happen. Do you remember? Do you remember how you got your cleft jaw? Pascal looks thoughtful as he touches the crack running down his armored respirator. A green spark runs through the deep gash left by an enemy's weapon in the metal. And it sufficed for you to merely show up in the Expanse again for the schism to rear its head once more. The Cognizance fleet is already being torn apart by a fratricidal war. Is this what we wanted? Let us finish this. Let us discontinue the cycle. Now the words of the one who once called herself Brass Whisper sound more like a plea. The voice that answers her is no human voice. It could belong to a giant void ship or forge world if they could speak. You violated procedures, skepticism. You usurped the function of another. You challenge only. You do not make decisions. I do. Great. We woke up this hundreds of years old spirit in Pascal, so now he's like Judge Dredd. Let us destroy her, Pascal. Only I can decide who deserves to be destroyed, Muck Von Luck, and I have made my decision. Pascal, yo, we good? Buddy, pal? Pascal extends a mechadendrite toward Nihel and her pronounces, Tech Sister, my judgment of you and your actions is one of condemnation. Tampering with procedure is unacceptable. Sabotaging the experiment is apostasy. For your betrayal, your vital functions will be terminated in the name of the Messiah of Discontinuing. A greenish pulse of energy is born inside Pascal's augmetics and darts toward Nihel like a furious lightning bolt. Dude, he just hacked her. Oh no, she cast Uno reverse. The green energy entangles Nihel like a net, burning her true flesh, draining the life force from her augmetics and mechanical components. But she focuses her will and strikes back at Pascal with a pulse of her own. The rattling voice, no longer human, rages and roars like a forest fire. I refuse to recognize you as the Messiah. I do not believe in you. That is your problem. You have always been too skeptical. Finger guns!
What an amusing attempt at defiance.
We have 0 cover.
Give me strength.
That is a problem. We have none cover. All right, we're gonna quick save because we are wide open to getting hit with so much damage here. All right, start the battle. Give a turn to Argenta.
Faith, you, my Emperor. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the
I'm gonna check something. Okay.
Doubt is strike is a that is not the Emperor's will. As the Empress eradicated. Faith with this is why I was chosen. I'm not injured. I'm enraged.
If I may.
I'll do it. As the Emperor, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it.
High momentum.
In the name of
Give her more
House
turns.
Orselio, I shall prevail.
Eradicated. Faith, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. Each strike is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen.
Oh my god.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Oh wow, those actually all missed. Not taking the federal holiday off, Mock. Dahi Muda. If you look at my stream title, it says that I have streamed 2,061 days in a row. You could be like, Muck, are you gonna take insert literally any words here, day off? The answer's no. I am equal opportunity. All your holidays mean nothing to me. All of them are still, I'm going to work that day.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? I'm not
forgot to buffer
accustomed
first,
to being
whoops.
ordered around.
You can always depend on me to be here. Although some days I shift the schedule slightly, like Christmas morning I didn't stream, but I streamed Christmas night. I had to open presents with the boy.
At your beck and call.
Sifo and Ogius, thank you for the Prime subs. Chad, have you heard about Twitch Prime? Muggle Douglas thought to be Reginald Esquire the Fourth. This is Joseph S. the Third. Welcomes you and welcomes both of you to the lab. Wrong intro. Hope you enjoy your stay until Damon's on the way. Crank up the speakers. Don't touch your bakers. Giveaways every week. Please take a seat for a lonely idiot. Welcome.
Faith without deeds is worthless. It's nothing.
High momentum.
Doubt is the cleanses the body.
What are you doing? Oh, she's like full health now. I don't know why. Until the end of combat, you get more attacks.
Made manifest. You, my Emperor. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Killed that guy.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
A genius at work. What if?
Enemies getting their first turn and I've killed 2/3 of them. Oh look, it's Argenta's first turn. You may have thought Argenta had turns.
I will bathe
You would be
this
wrong.
battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
That was the boss.
Doubt is for thee. Strike is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Dang. Actually, I all missed on that one. Pascal, I mean, you're really not needed here, buddy. Big hack. Oh, you got a kill. Who's the big boy? We're so proud of you. I will not let you win. I will destroy this ship. He just punches her in the back. Stop. Thou shalt not create a schism. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic. Her skirt flipped up, lol. Like the hand of a deity, the mechadendrite extends over Nahel lying convulsing on the deck. I did not want this, tech sister, but the procedure must be completed. Farewell. His claw carefully removes a mangled, soot-covered neural cogitator from Brass Whisper's head. The tech priest shudders, and peace descends over her disfigured face. Is he gonna combine it with his, so he has all of the pieces? Hold on. I'm turning my fan on. We're gonna sec chat. It's too warm in here. Pascal and Argenta got me all hot and bothered. Argenta for her firepower. Pascal for his words. You said something about having no cover. Yeah, I didn't have any cover, but they never got a turn, so it didn't matter. The ghost-like figure in red approaches you cautiously. Enormous sad eyes look at you from ascetic face. Doubt has been shunned. The dominant of prejudice has ended. Abel's voice resonates with the same otherworldly profundity that has filled Pascal's vox. This statement is true. Only imagination and judgment are left. Our directive is to conceptualize the future we desire and bring it into being. Take a closer look at Pascal. The tech priest looks the same as before, yet different. His morbid aura of martyrdom is given away to a calm and powerful halo of purposefulness. His mechadendrites move with the grace of an inscrutable dance. The scars left by loss and doubt have turned into dark threads on a radiant body confident in its next step. And his voice, a voice born of a nuclear font of a star and hardened in the cold of the implanetary void. I'm sorry for the death of your tech sister. So am I. The tech priest's inscrutable gaze is fixed upon the body once inhabited by Pascal's shared mind. The voice from the Vox is like the tolling of bells summoning a host of angels. I declare the period of ignorance over, and I will resume execution of the general algorithm. Integrity has been rehabilitated to a satisfactory degree. Memory access has been restored. I remember everything. Pascal turns to you and gives you a long look brimming with quiet elation. May the shattered mirror resemble reflected light wholly anew. Are you a Marnat? This statement is true. Pascal's stock phrase sounds more complex and more human than before. I carry within me his memory and his logical foundation. I am us. I am a Marnat. Abel points to Pascal's mechadendrites and says softly, they have always remembered. They have always preserved. Your tentacles remember what's up. Thank you for the path we have walked. As Pascal bows, his thin shoulders seem to take an eternity to descend from the heights that his mind has soared to. And I am sorry about what happened to Theodora. Did you know Theodora? We were allies. She entrusted me with studying a trophy she had obtained. The voice from the Vox grows quiet and hoarse as though coming from a distant past. We, a Marnat, discovered the basic ways of communicating with it. We developed a weapons-grade strain of tech blight for her. It terrified me, so I developed its antidote, Eschatos, the concept for the ultimate interruption of machine life. That was why every one of our shards was located so close to you and to the Von Valancius domain. We were counting on her finding us and extending us her aid and protection. Who are you, or what are you? A higher form of intelligence, a collective of computational tools freed from the limitations of individualism and aberrations that stem from having a distinct personality. At the same time, a collective bound by a single set of principles that are of equal importance to all, being pure of faith in the Omnissiah and acting for the benefit of humanity. But we're different. Each one of us considered the prospects of such an experiment, and I was the first to gain the resolve to attempt it. Nihel joined the project to effect control over it. She regarded the experiment as dangerously close to blasphemous act of creation. The Conclave had ordered her to end my research, but she became convinced of the possibility of its success. Nihel reinforced our union with the prudence of Demence, a meticulous and reserved auditor, a danger seeker. I strengthened our genius with the fiery faith of the warrior Tarzus in order to banish the shadows of false ideas. Axiomantha, who teetered on the brink of becoming a Malatek, was chosen by us for her loyalty to ruthless logic and cold scrutiny, or indeed dissection, of our theories. Abel, Pascal turns his gaze towards his last surviving tech comrade, our quiet genius, the caged genius of imagination, the abstract artist of code. His talent completed the collective and made it whole. What is next? What is the general algorithm? A judgment must be passed. Should the secret of Escados exist or be shunned as a false path? And should I exist? That is we, Amarnat. A soft Beneric melody, full of sadness and solemn resolve, pours from Abel's vox. You have not heard it before. You would never have thought the Beneric language could be so comprehensible to one who does not bear the mark of the Omnissire's iron blessing. Amarnat was a union of 6 tech priests, all but a few of them are dead now. How does Amarnat still exist? Everything Amarnat was at the moment of the disconnection has now awoken in my mind. We are at the point where we stopped, but the Amarnat Collective was envisioned as a dynamic structure. We need new minds. If I bid you to follow, will you come with me, tech comrade? Pascal waits for an affirmative nod and says, we will be the core. The collective can be replenished with worthy minds from among those aboard the Hermetico. Sincerity is present in their motives and faith. They are intuitively capable of comprehending the notion of discontinuing the cycle. Our collective memory can compensate for the lack of knowledge and memory of the rites. Restoration is possible. Pascal, or what used to be known as Pascal, makes a sacred gesture and green sparks run down his mechanical arm. But the judgment must be passed first. What judgment are you leaning toward? Pascal casts a sorrowful gaze at Nihel's body. His voice is full of wisdom and weariness. We have seen many things over the decades. We have seen true corruption, the distortion of the Omnissire's design, Kiava Gamma, Euphrates II, the planets of Xenos passed into oblivion, our own crimes. The darkness grows. There must be a fire to burn it away. The graceful dance of the Mechadendrites takes on a more energetic, wilder pattern. I am leaning toward the idea that Escados is necessary, that Amarnat is necessary, that the cycle must be discontinued. You're a wizard, Mukluk. It's time for you to harness your inner truth. Ahar redeemed, put on a wizard hat. Okay. Yes, nothing like a wizard hat to go with some Warhammer 40k. Alright, hold on. Alright. Address Abel. What are your thoughts on the dilemma? Abel lowers his eyes and is silent for a while, then says, we have made great sacrifices. This statement is enigmatic. I request an expanded interpretation. Pascal looks demandingly into Abel's eyes, but he turns away. I think Abel means your experiment has caused too much destruction and bloodshed. Abel gives you a sideways glance and says ruefully, so much loss. Pascal nods with an air of authority and says, thank you both. The information has been noted and submitted for analysis. What will the destruction of Escatos mean for you? A shower of sparks burst from the power unit on Pascal's shoulders, burning holes in his scarlet hood. An act of self-sacrifice. I will destroy the data concerning this technology and the methods of reproducing it. I will burn it out of my neural circuits, along with everything that led to its creation. Amarnat will be no more. Only a damaged and incomplete shard of him will remain. Pascal Hanuman. I mean, if the enemy was able to copy Escados and use it against the tech priests, we would be screwed. So, I mean, yeah, it's a powerful weapon, but once they see it once, if they can reverse engineer it, that would be really, really bad. Isn't that the same for any weapon, though? Then it needs to kill all witnesses? Well, it attacks technology. Like, it doesn't kill demons. We need Escatos, but we also need Pascal. There are grating overtones of pain in the god's voice. So great is the temptation to preserve my personhood and yet hold on to the power of Escatos. My own thirst to yield that temptation is what allows me to pass the judgment. Escatos must be foregone. One cannot possess it without one's mind becoming depraved, and the existence of the Amarnat Collective will sooner or later lead to its destruction and the concentration of the innermost secret in the hands of one. This is unacceptable. Wait, what is he saying? Escatos must be foregone? What? So is he saying he's gonna destroy it? So if I draw my weapon, I'm fighting him to keep the weapon. Okay, do what you've decided. Do what you've decided to do. Pascal throws back his head, and the power brimming in his voice rushes forth like a flood. The tech priest's booming voice is heard throughout the ship, echoed by every Vox speaker on every deck. I peered into the vortex of time and saw dark omens. I saw that my tech comrades and I were trapped in the cycle, spiraling toward nothingness. I saw inevitable doom at the end of that trajectory and rebelled against it. In accordance with the Machine God's commandment, I have crafted a tool with which to implement my design. In accordance with his commandment, I have developed a plan and analyzed it. Now I will act. By my power as an Archmagos, I hereby effect a restoration and revive the Amarnat Collective. The servants of the Omnissiah need a Messiah who will discontinue their cycle, and I will be that Messiah. I am him. So some of the natives. The Akgen tribesfolk, the ignorant fosterlings of the Omnissiah, slip into the observatorium hall like silent shadows. Led by an intuitive grasp of the significance of the moment, they automatically gather in a circle, heeding Pascal's summons, or perhaps at this point someone else's. You hear echoes of their voices in Pascal's, a touch of Demence's anxiety, Tarsus' zeal, Axiomantha's pensiveness. They all fuse into a new voice, full of wisdom and confidence in this prerogative to lead, the voice of Archmagos Amarnat. And this voice takes hold of the lips of your companions, new brothers and sisters. The ancient tech priest turns his gaze towards you and says with gravitas, let the cycle be discontinued. So is he going to split his mind again in them? Yo, I better still have Pascal after this. He opens treasure chests for me. Wait, that's it? Okay, well, hold on. Data tether mask. When the wearer uses machine spirit communion, its intelligence increased by 5 for each target till the end of combat. When you overcharge a plasma weapon, you ignore enemy deflection. The wearer suffers less impact energy damage. When the wearer suffers damage, the attacking power suffers power damage. Weighty axe. When the wearer's ally is under the effect of joint analysis ability, hits a target with exploit, the wearer gets +5 perception. Okay, bunch of goodies. All right, so Pascal's on my team. I can't talk to him. Talk to Abel. Quiet and mysterious as always, Abel Hanuman's demeanor is a mixture of cautiousness and curiosity as he inspects the ship's ruined interior. When you approach him, he acknowledges you by saying softly, "Death's footsteps were heard here." Can I talk to the tribesman? I cannot. Companion quest is it? Dude, wait.
They will
That's the end?
see. Oh, yes.
Okay, I hope I can talk to Pascal on the ship,
will
because that was like
see.
very sudden ending.
What lies beyond?
Operation successful.
See that? I could not have opened that box without him.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Oh, all the people down here. Oh, so it's It's saying that the people that were upstairs were all the ones from down here, although there wasn't
In
nearly
this
that many.
tapestry of a world,